Salut mes amis, c'est moi encore. Je suis vraiment content de vous voir aujourd'hui parce que je vous aime, c'est sûr, mais aussi j'ai beaucoup de nouvelles à vous dire. La première, il fait vraiment beau dehors aujourd'hui, il fait du soleil, il est presque l'été, mais je vais déménager avec un de mes amis le prochain mois. Oui, juillet. Yeah! Yeah, so who was that French guy that was just talking? Yeah, so a few things to tell you. I haven't been here for a while. I've been here, but I haven't been recording myself. This last month, the month of May, words I could not spell. Actually, this words I could not spell thing is making me spell better because I only had like 10 that I couldn't spell. So I decided to mix it with some other stuff. So the words I could not spell in May of 2012 when I was 34 years old and still am. Jealousy. Clientele. Gymnast. Equivalent. Occurred. Exude. Nuance. Luxurious. That was luxurious in a really gay voice. And my favorite, and I still don't know what this means, but I use the word all the time to make people think that I'm smart, super smart. Ostentatious. Okay, so yeah, recently I went to a documentary screening of a film called Vegetated, and you know, one of those films that talks about how we eat too much meat, too much dairy, and people aren't really so much, well, not all people, but a high percentage of people aren't so aware of what they're putting in their bodies. Yeah, so I'm starting to eat a little more vegan-esque, vegetarian-esque. Doesn't mean I am vegetarian or vegan, it just means that I don't eat a great deal of meat or stuff like that anymore. And it's interesting because I'm baking that way. A lot of the muffins and the desserts I make have no dairy or no eggs. They're all vegan. And people ask me, well, why don't you just use eggs? Well, why don't you just use milk? And I find it interesting that there can be so many different foods in the world. I mean, if you take a moment to think about, wait, there is more than hot dogs, and there is more than McDonald's, and there is more than soda, and there is more than, you know, these things that people have become accustomed to eating. All different sorts of grains, and all different sorts of plants, and fruits, and vegetables that you've never had before. For me, I mean, I'm super excited to try anything new. And so today, I went to the market and trying to design a lunch for myself. I'm like, what am I going to have for dinner today? So this is what I came up with. I bought some new potatoes from Quebec. And I mean, if you bake a new potato, it's like sex in the oven and then in your mouth. And so I said, instead of butter, what will I put on it? So I got some, oh my god, fresh basil. I'm going to make some pesto. With some garlic and flaxseed oil or grapeseed oil, depending on what tickles my fancy when I get to the kitchen. With some shallots on that potato and some sun-dried tomatoes. And also I thought, and don't think it in terms of what do I replace the meat with. Yes, you need to get your vitamins and B12 and all this stuff, but just think of it as, what am I going to eat today? I don't know if that was the best suggestion. But I thought zucchini would be very good. Sliced up into discs and then breaded with maybe an almond, I'm thinking almond meal and some sort of Cajun spice, and then fried. And for dessert, an awesome mango, and somewhere in between this unbelievably ready, vraiment délicieux avocado. Oh my god, it's not a lawyer, it's an avocado. And if you've never had an avocado, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go try one. And that's it. That's my overly long, almost 5-minute blog entry for today. Vlog! I keep calling it blog. Vlog. And maybe the next time you see me, the background will be different, and I will be exactly the same and equally as hot. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da.